Yeah. All right, let's go to more summer league. We're kind of done with the Spurs now. Brendon, Amen Thompson and Scoot Henderson really put on a show. I want to say that I want to just start here with Scoot. I think the up and under layup he had might be my favorite play of summer league. I was really blown away with the 3-level scoring with him. So just damn explosive off the bat, blowing guys all game. And related to Dame, actually, this made it a good segue. Kind of happy that he might just get to start his career with the Dame thing not hanging over his head, because that just wouldn't have been particularly fair to him. And now I think he's going to get just to be himself. And wearing 00 also kind of makes that kind of fun, because Dame has to wear 0, and 0 is going to be retired, and 00 is a different number, technically, all that stuff. But he, in his only summer league game so far, was really fun, and just he put on a show. That guy he's going to be a must-watch at 10:30 at night for me, various weeknights this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Trailblazers games usually start at 11 Eastern. No, I completely agree. I think that he has been poised and comfortable and in control, which is rare for a guard. I think I used some of those words for Victor a minute ago, but to say that about a 19-year-old point guard is another level, who's not 7'5", and it's fully true. I think that he is able to use his body to, it's not even putting guys on his back and getting them in jail like some guards are able to do. It's really just bumping them away from where he wants to be. He's going to snake through the lane in the pick and roll, and you're not really going to get in his way because of the power that he plays with and the ability to kind of keep his dribble and the threat of pulling up to shoot, combined with the ability to pass. And he keeps looking for passes. I mean, that's one of the draft people who have written stuff and done videos that I have watched and read. That's what they always point to, is how long he continues to look for the pass. He'll be fully under the basket, and you think he's going to go for some highlight dunk, and it's just a drop off to the big man. And that up and under layup you're talking about is another example. It's just, you really don't know what he's going to do. And to already have that at age 19 coupled with the physical stuff is really exciting. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, because he's a rookie point guard, and those don't always turn into something right away. But he feels like one to me that could. He could be like Ja or something, where from day one he's kind of driving winning. I know there's going to be a worse team around him, but I think we could see that.
He just the way I think he's just going to fit with what they have, to me, makes a ton of sense, because he's not going to, yes, there's some overlap between him and, let's say, Simons, or him and Sharp, if Sharp figures it out. Yes, because they're going to all have the ball in their hands. They all kind of want to score. There's going to be some growing pains for that trio to kind of work itself out. But I don't think he's going to, overwhelm them either, because he makes a lot of great passes, too. I mean, he oftentimes uses his ability to get into the lane and blow by guys or be stronger than his defender, at least so far in Summer League, to set up a pass to the corner for a shooter. He already gets that. That's a big deal for a young guard. That his understanding for his age, for his experience, is really, really impressive. I want to just see them play 5 out with him a ton, and put one of those, him, Sharp, Simons, and I guess Jeremy Grant for all the money he's making. And a center, not a center that's not Yusuf Nurkic. That's the kind of stuff I want to see for Portland next year.
Yeah. I mean, even a lob threat, a vertical spacer, and somebody who can be in the dunker spot. I think even that, you just want a better athlete than Nurkic. Although I think Portland's trying to get rid of him in the Miami trade anyway. But yeah, I mean, they have Matisse Thybulle. They're going to be an athletic squad, and I hope
run with all those guys.
So I have 3 numbers for you.
Hit me.
And I'm going to ask you a question. It's rookie offensive box plus minus for three recent similar archetype guards. John Wall, 0.0, which sounds bad, but it's not. That stat is often a negative for guys. So even to be neutral as a rookie is pretty solid. Derrick Rose, 1.1, plus 1.1. And then John Morant, plus 1.4. I think it's within reason that Scoot could kind of be in that, maybe somewhere between Wall and Rose. Does that feel fair, or do you think even better?
Where John Wall is at now is obviously kind of a different thing, and I think that kind of maybe complicates that a little bit for like kind of thinking about him now, but and even Rose to a certain extent.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he is, so far advanced from where he. Let me say this. How do I say this? I think it possible he could be higher. I'm just that high on him. I am that high on what he's going to be, what he can be. I'm really blown away by what he is. I'm really blown away by just the physical upside. I think it's just going to translate right away. I think it could be higher, Brendon. I think this is someone that could just be immediately, like a within a year, 2 years, whatever, is someone that is just, we're thinking of just like an insanely high way. I don't think that's like out of the question for him to kind of exceed that. And Ja is a very high bar. Mm-hmm. Like that's an insanely high bar. So I don't know if there is super possible. But I do think it's not unrealistic to think that this is someone that is going to exceed even guards like Rose or Wall as they start out their careers. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. Yeah,
I mean, the thing to me that's going to maybe determine it is the turnovers. Can he limit turnovers? Because none of those three guys really had a jumper, right? So like that's the thing. It's like that's a little bit of a knock on Scoot. His form isn't awesome. He makes them, but that's always going to follow him in the G League. He didn't really ever have a great three-point shooting season, 22%, then 32%. But if he can finish and he can limit turnovers and he can make teammates better, I think he'll be right in that range of some of the better guys. To me, Wall's always been the best comp because of the kind of physical nature to his game and the passing ability. And the defensive upside. I know Wall is small for like what a good defensive guard would be now, but back then it was kind of perfect. So we'll see. But
Wall's rookie year. I just want to hit some like kind of stats for you on this.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy in retrospect. He got handed the keys. Had a usage rate of 27.3 as a rookie. Had an assist percentage of 35.6. Assist usage ratio of 1.3, which is that was above average for his position of the year. That's fantastic as a rookie. Really high turnover percentage, 16.2 makes sense. Young guard, all that stuff. I'm gonna pull this. The other thing with Scoot, Brendon, that I would say that maybe is going to be different than some of these other guys is just that he's going to come in and it is just going to be a little bit different in terms of the quality of player he's playing with, right? Like there is going to be a big step back here. And if you go back to like even Wall, his one of his rookie year, it's like Jordan Crawford, Chris Singleton, Jan Vesely, and like Kevin Serafin. Like maybe there's a good comp there, and just that. Mm-hmm. Maybe there is just a comp
which was nice. I'm sure for him. But other than that,
Andre
it was
Blatch, older Rashard Lewis, Nick Young, like flipping through these names on Cleaning the Glass, and Trevor Booker. Like, you're not getting particularly good names, and that's Nene. Remember Nene? Mm-hmm. Like, you're getting some weird stuff there with him, and I think you could get some of that with Scoot. I mean, like, I don't think – do they have another center behind –
Well, they lost Drew Eubanks, who was their starting center most of this past season, and he's on the Suns now. So, no, they don't really have a backup center. I mean –
like it's going to be Chris Murray minutes, and he's a rookie. Justice Winslow's there. Nasir Little's there.
Maybe they can get Bam. What do you think?
And Bam for Dame. Who says no? Yeah. Bam might just get a pseudonym, and
they should be the JaVale McGee team.
I love that.
Who Dallas dumps
love
JaVale
that.
on.
That's a great idea. 20 minutes a game, elite vibes guy. Yeah,
maybe this is where Dwight ends up. Maybe Dwight makes a return. You ready?
I don't want that.
Shout out to Dwight for the best TikTok we've ever had on the Just Basketball Fans TikTok page. Can we talk about Amen?
Yeah, a huge bummer he got hurt.
Yeah, it is. But I'm not going to lie to you. I considered putting him on the Too Good for Summer League list.
Okay, so hit me with it.
I see some of your notes here about the scoring.
Yeah.
to me, it's just the physical destruction he's gonna bring on offensive players as a defender, creating turnovers out of nothing, swallowing dude. Like physically, he's already the biggest guy on the court. It feels like the most explosive athlete on the court, combining his size and athleticism, even in summer league where he's supposedly kind of leveling up from overtime, where it really did look like a playground. Like it looked like he went to a middle school and was bullying the children in some of those overtime clips. He still kind of looks like that. And you combine that, like we were talking about with Scoot, the commitment to looking for the pass. And Amen has that in a way that I think that was the biggest piece that people would hype up that I was skeptical on coming out of overtime, because I'm like, when you can just create advantages over and over and over, and the passing windows are, even if they're creative, what you're doing, are they really going to be there for you when you're not getting? I just think he's going to be more athletic than anybody, no matter where he goes and no matter what league he plays in. And the IQ to then turn that into a good shot for a teammate, or manipulating of the defense to open something up. I really found myself like bummed about the Rockets offseason. Was honestly like, I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but I was like, they didn't need to put training wheels on these guys. I don't think that feels like the ownership pressure really kind of missing what they have. They still have all the guys, so like they could get somewhere, but I would love to just watch what Amen and Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. and these guys would have just done if they got another season to just play. But either way, he needs minutes. He needs to play a lot because he already has a role and he already affects winning at a high level.
The thing that I think you're dead on about, especially, is just that I think this is going to be someone that is going to fit within what Houston kind of needs to make themselves work a little bit better. If what Thompson is doing in Summer League carries over, he's going to be additive for Jalen Green. He's going to be additive for Jabari Smith. He's going to be additive for whomever, for Alperen Sengun. Fred VanVleet, I think, will be a nice mentor for him to kind of help him kind of navigate some of this stuff as well. And there's not going to be all the pressure in the world for him to be that piece, which is why I still like the Fred thing. I don't know what this means for Dylan Brooks. I think Dylan Brooks is probably just going to shoot as many shots as Dylan Brooks feels like he wants to take, particularly now that he's getting even more money, which is wild. But I think we're in a spot with Thompson where he is just going to be additive. And then you look at him in his frame and his ability to drive and get to the rim. And if teams just are lazy against him, or he gets a lesser guy or whatever, he's going to be able to punish them from day one, it feels like. That's a huge coup for Houston, just to have a functional thing. I still don't think, Brendon, they're going to be very good next year, but Thompson absolutely feels like he's going to be a part of a team that actually is watchable next season.
They're the most athletic team in the league, and I don't think we've seen a player like Amen Thompson in the NBA before. Russ was a common comp when you would read draft stuff or kind of hear the people who have really watched this guy. And obviously, bigger. Yeah, exactly. And, nobody deserves at age 19 the comp of the relentlessness and, scoring ability that Russ has.
And Russ, look, for all the times we can make fun of him and all that stuff, won an MVP, had some insanely amazing peak years, even as recently when he was in DC, played at all NBA level. That's a Hall of Famer. That's one of the best of his generation.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you're just looking at the UCLA version, I just think there was a version of how hard he played that's just almost impossible to replicate. So I'm not going to say Amen is that. That's generational kind of energy and motor that Russ brings, but I think he reads the game better. And again, he has that size. So I really just think there are going to be nights where the young guys just win them games. I still like Jalen Green. I think getting less of a role for Kevin Porter is smart, but I'm excited about Houston in large part because of this guy.